Welcome back to the Think Loud podcast. You're joined by Ali. I've also got with me Bulla.
Yes, guys, how's everyone doing?
Mackie's joined us.
Hey guys, how's it going?
And special guest Michael.
Welcome, Mike.
Yeah.
Alright, boys, what are we talking about today? Normally we start off with PDs. Has anyone got a PD? PD is Mike, personal development for the month you have. For November, what have you done that you see as a personal development?
Okay. Well, for me personally, my development is that
Wait, not to interrupt you, sorry, but you're very quiet.
Yeah?
Yeah, be a bit louder, please.
say no more.
S&M.
See some ASMR. So, guys, my PD for this month. Yo, don't know. Ali's gonna jump on that. Ali's gonna jump on that. Look at him, he's ready. He's just clearing his throat.
So to answer your question, personal development of mine for November, I would say that I realised quite late in life the importance of actually setting out a decent amount of time to study and apply yourself. For example, I'm currently studying rehab at the moment, and I actually took the time out to actually study like properly, and I reaped the benefits of it. I got quite a good grade at the end of it, so I was just like, okay,
Nice.
this only makes sense. Why did it take me till now to actually start doing it?
Well,
but
so
it's done now.
do you have a process of how you study? Because I recently found a process for myself as well.
So the way I realize I like to study is that I create a revision document based on the course content that I've been given over the weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and then I essentially just attempt to in the process of me creating that document, that's me taking in that information, and then I attempt to just rewrite it again without looking at the previous content, and then over time I realized that just helps it stick with me.
That's really good because that's called, I think, spaced repetition. So there's a YouTuber called Ali Abdal, and his name is Ali Abdal.
Oh,
Before
so your
anyone's-
name combined with your name.
Yeah. Your
Ali
first
and
name
Abdal.
combined with my first name.
If you guys fused like Dragon Ball Z, that's who you'd become.
Yeah, that's a monster.
That's monster. But yeah, so he showed that the way to study you should have spaced repetition between what you study. So let's say you had chapter 1 on Monday and you study it like the way you do. You write out the notes and then you recall it from your memory to do it again. Then he says you should do that again tomorrow while you just chapter 2. So you recall chapter 1 first, then move on to chapter 2. Then the day after you do chapter 3 and you recall chapter 1 and 2 from memory. And whatever you don't remember, you go back and read up on it.
Okay.
And another really good, interesting thing you can do with that is have you heard of Anki?
I have not.
Anki is a flip card type of app where you can write the questions in. Questions come up and the answers on the other side. So you say to yourself what the answer is and then you flip it if you got it right. So you read what the answer was.
So it's like virtual, whatever those
Yeah.
cards were called,
So
flashcards.
So it's just so an app for flashcards.
Mhm.
Alright then.
Do try it out. I'll send you a link to it. It's really
Did
good.
you find that you actually enjoyed what you were studying more when you were revising it towards the end?
Well, I would say my enjoyment of what it is that I'm studying, like that played a lot into why I was able to actually focus. Because my issue in the past was essentially I was studying stuff that I didn't really enjoy. Like, and I felt like I was just on autopilot, just like, all right, in school, all right, what's the next step? College, all right, cool. I'm in sixth form now. What am I doing in sixth form? All right, cool. I'm just studying stuff for studying's sake.
Yeah.
I never really took the time out to think about what it is that I wanted to do. And now that I've finally done that, I find that studying is like it's easy for me now because I enjoy what it is that I'm doing.
I think most of us have been like that. Like we've
Yeah.
gone to education just to get in. Like that's what our parents have taught us.
Because it's
Just get
emotions,
education.
isn't it? It's what we know.
Yeah,
All we know is
exactly.
that we need to finish this and then we hit up the next thing, and then we finish that and hit up
Yeah.
the next thing.
Yeah, and then we're like, all right, so we know what we're doing next. But at the end of the day, we never enjoyed any of it. But later in life, we found out what we really enjoy.
Yeah.
And this podcast is one of them.
What are your PDs, Ali?
What's your PD, Ali?
What's your PD?
Oh, my PD is the same as Mike. I found a new way to study, and that's what I was talking to him about. Spaced repetition. I found it much easier, especially studying the mortgage advisory course. It's the textbooks, which are right there in the corner, as you can guys see, which I'm pointing to. They are huge. It's one exam and it's 27 units. So going through those, and one unit is about 30 pages.
Yeah.
So going through that is a lot. But then what I do is I break it down one chapter into bite-sized notes, make questions from those notes to ask myself, put down to Anki, and then I just repeat that process. So that one chapter it takes me about 2 hours to go through one chapter, and then I break it down into notes, which will take me about half an hour to read, and then it'll take me 10 minutes to answer questions. And then each chapter becomes 10 minutes as I go through the day
Yeah.
or through the week.
And then
So
by
it
the end
become-
of the week, you're recalling
7
on Sunday, you're
chapters.
recalling 7 basically.
7 chapters during the 8th one,
Yeah.
and that way it makes it much
And
easier.
then 3 weeks time,
I'll be ready for
you hit
exam.
everything. Okay,
Yeah, that's
amazing.
how I'm doing it. So it's really good, and they give you questions as well. So I already have those questions in place to study from.
Yeah.
But that's definitely one thing I think my PD is that I've improved on my study technique. Less time wasting, more productiveness in a way. What about you, Mackie? What's
I
your
feel like we've all got similar ones. Mine was to do with productivity as well.
really?
Yeah, just no. My mum was just mostly not. I haven't found a new way to study or anything like that. I've just started studying, like not any subjects, but like applications for jobs and shit like that. Just going into overdrive, man. Getting interviews, conducting them, chatting shit to people.
How do you find that you waffle a lot in interviews?
Yeah, I try. The thing is, I feel like I've always got to prove something. So whenever they're like, "So, what's your weakness?" I tell them one, and then I'll be like, "But now say something good, quick." And I'll be like, "But I learn quickly, so don't worry." Like I try to counter like straight away. But no,
I know
yeah,
exactly what
I've had a few interviews recently where the person who interviewed me I feel like he's been having a bad day.
Mm-hmm.
The other day, in the middle of my interview, the guy put me on the hold for like 4 minutes.
What?
I know, right? I was like, "What the hell?"
He was like, Susan, I don't think this is a guy.
Literally.
On
And then
the
when
hold.
he came back on, he was like, "I need to go."
No, that's rude.
I know.
That is
I
crazy.
saw your full name. Like,
That's why. You know, I have Mackie written on my CV instead of my full name. But
Do you think that helps?
Yeah, it'd be easier to say as well. They don't
I
want
think-
to see like some next like a terrorist name.
Yeah, I think that's why civil service and all these public jobs, you're not supposed to put your name or your background information.
well, I don't know. I started a training contract at my college.
You talked about that last month.
Yeah, how's it going?
Then I cancelled it. Then I restarted.
Wait,
What a
what?
legend.
Yeah. Well, I had the wrong idea, didn't I? Because I was getting a bit. I thought it was disrespectful that they offered me a level 5 training contract, but then it turns out because I wanted a degree, right, like another one, and then I remember I handed in my contract on Friday,
Mm-hmm.
and because like Thursday night I was checking out, I was doing some research on the training contract.
Mhm.
Turns out the level 5 teaching qualification is exactly the same as the degree.
So the PGCE.
Okay.
Is the level 5?
Oh, right. Oh, that's
Okay,
good. Well, no,
that's sick.
PGCE is level 7.
Nah,
Are you
they're
talking
both the
about
same
because
thing.
module wise, when I used to be in PGCE, level 6 is undergrad,
Yeah,
level 7 is masters, and
Yeah.
PGCE was level 7.
that's what I thought.
But,
Turns out they're both exactly the same.
so it doesn't matter if you get level 5 or 7, you're basically going to be a teacher.
Yeah.
Are you going to, wait, depends, what are you going to be studying with? History, sociology, what?
No, you just get a full teaching qualification.
Teach anything.
Because the PGC is dependent on what you're teaching.
Yeah.
So when I went there, you're supposed to be doing PGC maths,
So for the level 5, you're supposed to do 100 teaching hours,
right?
right?
That's in line with PGC.
Yeah, in this year alone, obviously, I'll get more than that. It's like 400 to 500 hours. But that was annoying. But in terms of how employers see the level 5 versus level 7, they're both exactly the same, and they both give you qualified teacher status.
Oh, that's really good then.
So I have no idea why people are even doing the PGCE because
You
you're
can do
paying.
that. How did you get
9,000.
into doing what you're doing?
What, the teaching?
Yeah,
One of my friends was just like, "Yeah, come teach."
come teach.
Literally,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
come
I'll do
teach.
that.
But I've
I
always
didn't
thought
really have a
about
plan
doing it.
after uni.
Yeah, I've always thought about doing it.
Oh, so he does adult teaching.
Adult
So,
teaching.
yeah, there's primary school, secondary school, adult.
I ain't teaching no children.
Yeah, so he's teaching adults.
Hell,
So you're like university level.
one step below.
Okay.
Further
Yeah.
education.
College.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Much better than dealing
And what
with
did he have before
babysitting
that?
people.
Just a degree. Did he have a degree in?
Yeah, just a history degree.
That's sick. Could I do that?
You could.
You can do whatever you want, Mackie.
Thanks. man.
Ooh.
Thanks. I'm gonna put my hand on my heart. I can feel.
This time he actually put his hand in the right place.
Actually, what did I put last time?
Well, there's last time.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not
that was
doing
here,
it.
wasn't it,
Doctor-
something?
The
One
heart
of the
is no, the
chicken
heart is
shop
in the
was
middle. The heart is here, right?
He's like,
Yeah,
oh,
it's true.
Alright, cool.
Oh wait, sorry. Let's refer to our resident.
Mike.
A heart specialist.
When I graduate, I'll be a graduate sports rehabilitator.
That's sick.
So the rehabber.
The rehabber, that's what they call you.
The rehabber.
Perfect.
I will fix you.
Rehab a hotel.
That sounds like a
I
good,
will
yeah, that sounds
fix
like a
you.
good, that sounds like a movie about a hitman. I will cure your problems.
That's
of
a new
life
slogan.
by
I will
killing you.
fix you.